DemonDriver here. What do we have here? This plane looks familiar, doesn't it? Yes, it is. It's exactly what you think it is. This is the L-1011-500 that you saw in the eventful maiden flight. Had a little run-in with some treetops. But at first glance, you wouldn't know that, would you? Well, let's have a closer look at the damage and the repair work in progress on my L-1011, my scratch-built L-1011-500, TriStar L-1011-500 Pan Am. And let's have a look, let's take a look at what is being done to bring this girl back into the skies. Okay, starting from the very nose and going all the way back, we are going to talk and look at the damage and look at what has been damaged, what's been repaired, and what still needs to be repaired and fixed. Okay, very forward nose section. There has been some compacting here and some dings placed in the nose. This area in here, the covering film will be replaced, spackle will be put in, resanded, recovered, fine, great. Nose gear has been damaged severely. It will be replaced completely and remounted. There have been some gashes in the fuse that will all be redone. Let's have a look at this. I want to show this to you. Down below here, the battery compartment was completely shattered and, pretty much torn up, but the bulkhead has been replaced and repaired, and the inner bulkhead so basically the battery bay has been repaired, the bulkhead's been repaired, basically back to new. All the covering film will be redone. That will look a lot better. Of course, as we go down the fuse, we look, I was looking for any kind of exterior damage. I look for internal damage. There's a carbon fiber rod that, do you see it? That carbon fiber rod is the backbone. You're right now inside the fuse. That carbon fiber rod runs the length of the fuselage, and that is the central backbone of the L-1011's fuse. That is what allowed it to survive. Okay, so as we move down towards the back, that's where the main damage is. Now, in the tree, when it hit the tree, the entire tail section came off the fuse, so I've reattached that. The lower removable bottom fuse section is okay. It's fine. It's fine. Now, what's going to happen here is this entire intake is going to be cut away. It's damaged. It's damaged here. You can go ahead and see it hit a tree, and that's what it hit a branch, and that's what just basically ripped the entire tail section off. The number 2 engine exhaust shroud is being repainted. That's going to be put back on. The stabilizers are surprisingly in excellent shape. There's internal carbon fiber rods that helped keep it together. There's a little ding here on the forward leading edge. That'll be sanded out and that'll be spackled. Of course, new larger elevator surfaces will be put in. Spackle will be put in the joint here, spackled and sanded smooth, and then covering film will be put back over. Now let me show you an interesting thing here that will be done with the tail, give you a little bit better. Okay, here is the sanded and shaped original number 2 engine intake. Now, what I have here is a molded L-1011 intake, exactly the same thing, entire molded upper tail section. It's basically this section here, all molded from fiberglass. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically cut this away from here on an angle up and around. This entire intake will be cut away, and it will be replaced and cut, basically with this fiberglass version. This will be cut in the same exact way and transplanted. And, you know, I'll dissect and remove the old damaged intake and match this exactly. This is an exact copy of that, and this will be placed there. It will be sanded into shape, and, you know, the seam will be sanded, and they'll be, you know, they'll be sanded smooth, repainted. Touch-up work will be done to make this, you know, seamless and look perfect. And in the end, this L-1011 tail section will look exactly, if not better, than the original. When it was sitting there on the runway on the maiden flight before it took off, it will look even better. The spike will be put back in. The aerodynamic sound buffing, sound suppression spike will be put back in, and that will be the end of the fuse. The fuse will be done, and it'll be better than ever. It will be actually a little bit lighter as a result. And let me show you the other step. Now, you didn't see the wings at all, but this is the right wing. Right here is the right wing of the L-1011-500 of this plane, and you can see the left wing is the same, basically had the same damage, a little bit greater damage. When it hit the trees, the tree hit and ripped the right and left wing off from the wing box. And the wings were a clean break. They broke off cleanly. They didn't break. There's internal carbon fiber rods inside. Incredibly strong. Now, what's amazing is that the carbon fiber reinforced plywood engine pylon stayed on the plane, and it stayed on the left-hand side too. The EDF ripped right off of it, but it stayed on the wing, which is amazing. It stayed on the wing. I had to actually... I haven't been able to tear this out of the wing yet. I have to... You can see the internal carbon fiber rods. I'm going to have to just cut this out. It's going to be a real pain in the ass. I had to cut the left one out. That was a nightmare. I mean, look at this. Look at that. I mean, that's unbelievably strong. I can't get over how strong and resilient this wing is. It's just, both these wings are. It's unbelievable. This plane went into a tree 50, 60 miles an hour. Oh, I didn't tell you. The other wing, when I looked at it closely, right here on the left wing, on the other, it had a bird talon, had a bird claw sticking up like that. And there were two dead, I think there were starlings down on the forest floor. Oh, man. I just want to thank Brad and Vance again for their help. My good buddies, two flyers at Kershaw County. They really went beyond the call helping me get this girl out of the tree. Without them, this plane would still be sitting in the tree, becoming home for birds and all different types of animal life. So she's here safe and sound. Thanks to Brad and my friend Vance. Okay, so in short, basically what we got here, L-1011 fuselage will be completely, L-1011-500 fuselage will be, completely repaired. All right, new wing box made from lightweight EP styrofoam, and new wings, and that'll all be new. And as a result, because this new wing will be hot wired, let me show you something. The existing airfoil on the old airfoil was more of a cruciform, semi-symmetrical airfoil. It looks something like this. Okay, optimized for, kind of optimized for higher speed flight, but with a leading edge slat flaps down, you can slow down okay, not a big problem. Because of the failure of the elevator, I had to keep her flying at high speed just to keep her in the air. Now the new hot wired airfoil is going to basically look something like this. It's going to basically be Okay, as opposed to this. So basically this is more of a fast, this is an airfoil that is kind of geared for higher speed flight. This airfoil, which is kind of a modified Clark Y, is better for kind of slower speed with, you know, with some, it has, you know, it basically is just more rounded. It's a higher lift airfoil, and it's just kind of geared for just better low speed scale flight, as opposed to kind of my old sandwich method, which is you got a central wing spar and then you have two pieces of 3mm Depron that are basically sandwiched, where with hot wiring a wing I can get a stencil and I can make any airfoil I want. Okay, I can make any kind of airfoil that I want, as opposed to a higher speed airfoil, which I'm basically stuck to when I do the older sandwich fold-over method, which is basically obsolete. I'm not doing that anymore. This is obsolete, baby. Obsolete airfoil. This is the new airfoil. These are the new types of airfoils I'm doing. I'll do a whole video on that, explaining that the whole tectonic shift that has gone on. But basically, the new L-1011 that is being reborn out of the ashes is going to be basically 50, you know, half a pound to 3/4 of a pound lighter than the old L-1011. So this the new L-1011, once it's, or the rebuilt L-1011-500, is going to be basically maybe 9.5, yeah, 9.5 pounds as opposed to 10.2 pounds. So it's going to have the same 290mm EDFs, but it's basically going to be a lighter plane with a more efficient airfoil, so that when slats and flaps are deployed, it's going to be able to even slow down even more. And that's beautiful. That's what I want. So the airfoil, so the prototype has spawned onto a better plane, as you should always do. Always improve your aircraft. Keep learning. Keep improving. Don't get stuck with something that's obsolete. Keep moving forward. This is why I don't give up. And this is why I stay positive, and I encourage you to do the same. Here she is with her brand new set of hot wired wings with a more efficient airfoil, lighter, made of EP styrofoam. My friends, this plane is coming back. Another few months, she'll be back in the air and better than ever. This is DemonDriver, and this is the L-1011-500 repair and rebirth update. And as you can see, a crash does not have to be the end of the road. If you build your planes tough, yet light and resilient and strong, they always come back. And this L-1011-500, this girl, she's coming back. No doubt about it. 2 or 3 months, she'll be sitting back on a runway, Kershaw County, better, lighter, ready to rock. This is DemonDriver. Thank you for watching. I'm grateful. Take care. Bye-bye.